Okay, hey everybody, it's Taylor here at TKB's Eye Repairs, and today I've got a Samsung Galaxy A54. You can see we've put another screen on this to check. I've pulled the motherboard out of the phone, and I want to show you real quick while I do have this in your face that the flex cable for the daughter board for charging and all of that and fingerprint reading and all does run from the bottom up to the top. And so this is a common fail point on these phones. What I've got today is the motherboard for it, and a lot of times this connector facing towards the back of the phone, it will take concussive damage when you drop a phone and it hits, slap on the back like that. So I'm going to get you under the microscope and show you how we do something that's been pretty common in the repair industry for the past 20 years or so coming up. Wow, that's hard to believe. I hope that you enjoy this video. I'm just going to show you how to reflow this connector today. I'm not going to go into any kind of detail about how to actually do the repair. I will let you see what it looks like afterwards so that you can see I'm getting signal if this is operating or not. Either way, it's not necessarily whether this fixes the issue. It is so common, and I did see some loose pins here that I do believe that this is most likely the culprit. I can hold the phone a certain way, and it will apply pressure, I'm assuming, to this connector and maybe this part of the motherboard here, and that will allow it to happen. So let's jump under the scope and see what I can make happen for you. We're going to jump right here and show you what I'm looking at. Now this is the motherboard. That's that little gold connector I just showed you a second ago. Now something like this, we're going to be using hot air. Hot air is different from using a soldering iron. Of course, I could go through with a micro pencil soldering iron tip and tip every one of these, but I don't think that there's any point in doing that. Especially on just a connector like this, I don't think that I would necessarily have to do that. I think that it will be enough. The pads do look okay. I feel confident in that. So I don't feel like that there's going to be any real issue going on here. I'm going to cover up everything on the board and put some heat sinks on it just to pull some of the heat away. We are going to be working. I mean, these connectors are pretty close to the CPU, so I'm going to put a few copper blocks there, and then over the top of that, I'm going to use a huge heat sink to pull from those. And this is just a piece of ceramic or slate, however you want to put it, something cheap that's going to act as a pretty good heat sink off of those copper pieces. Just anything to keep the rest of the board cool, where I can blast heat onto this connector and not have to worry about it. Now, if the connector were physically damaged, there's no doubt about it, I would pull the connector off and then I would resolder another one back on, no problem. But I don't think that that's going to be the issue with what I'm looking at here. Let me grab a pair of tweezers today for this job. I'm using some of my Wiley and Tool. Well, there's a blast from the past. That's back when Wiley and Tool, I guess, were working together. Are you going to focus? No? Anyway, you can't see that. And I'm not running the best that I can as far as quality on this video. There's no point. It's going to be online, and by the time it makes it to you, it will be degraded so badly anyway. So what I'm going to do is try to get this in frame as much as possible. And I'm just going to show you I've got the connector laying up and down like this, as you see. So I'm going to take my hot air and we're going to start trying to move around some heat onto this board. Now, I do want you to know, back out here and you can see more. I did lay the copper blocks here. As I preheat the board, I'll show you that I've got the copper blocks laid down here on this shield, and then I've got, need to make some contact. It doesn't really matter where or how, I just need some solid contact. And believe it or not, having that block and those on, sitting here makes all the difference in the soldering and how easy it will work for me. So I do want to get in closer on this so that you can really see, and if I have to turn it sideways, so be it. I would even just show you have the connector if it will help. I do want to get that in frame for you as close as possible. That looks really nice. Okay, so I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I put down a little rosin and a little flux. The more the merrier. Ooh, Taylor, I don't think that's gonna... Oh, that's okay. Need to sharpen these tweezers. Anybody that knows me knows that I love a good pair of precision tweezers, and just for today I don't swap those because I need to sharpen those so bad. I jump to. I might need to grab, so need something that's feasible to grab. Alright, let's use the straight mate. I hadn't used those in a while. Hope everybody enjoys the video. We're right here at 309 West Park Avenue in Greenwood, Mississippi. Let me know what you think about the video, and if you need a repair, call us at 662-392-4673. That's Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5. You can get a hold of us, and we will get your repair booked in and get you taken care of. Game consoles, phones, tablets, computers, you name it. We do not work on televisions, and I do hate to have to break that news to the people who probably really do need a television repair. But Myers TV here in Greenwood, Mississippi, don't forget them. Don't forget them. Also, I want to give out a big shout out to Microsped, a local company that handles a lot of commercial accounts for computer specialties and data transmission and business handling, things like that. So big shout out to them as well. They do really great work there at Microsped. More catered to their clientele. Now I'm heating this up slow because I want to heat the board up kind of slow here on the edge first. And I want to flow the entire connector. I don't want heat put all in one spot, and that's why I keep this moving. And this block is in my way a little bit, so we move it. And what I'm trying to do is I want to flow all the solder underneath this connector, and I'm just going to keep moving it just like this until I start to see all of them turn into little beads that are perfect. I want to be able to jiggle this connector around in place by touching it. I'm going to come up with my heat a little bit. I'm a fast air kind of guy. I like to get in and get out, so that's about all the preheating I'm going to do on this. I'm kind of going to let Big Bertha give it to it because I do have some heat sinks and stuff here that are going to help to pull heat away from the components underneath this shield. The shield itself will help, but putting something on top of that shield to both hold it down and sink off the heat really helps. I don't want to burn the connector. See there? It just turned liquid at the top. I'm going to move down just a tad. Just turn liquid at the top if I hold it there, and then so I know I'm getting close, and I'm going to try to just keep moving this back and forth as quickly as possible. Now, let me be fair. I could go really fast with this, but for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to heat slowly because it will be the one time that I make a mistake and melt the entire connector. These connectors can be tricky at first. Anyway, just a slow heat. Now I'm going to slow it down a little bit, and we got good meltage all over, good meltage. And it will move, and I can push that down on both sides. Yeah, make a nice connection. And then I'll float one more time with a little more flux. You can't be too sure. There's no point in having to redo it. I've already got the board so hot to be able to melt that entire connector that I may as well coat it and get a really solid connection on the first go round. I don't like to redo. straighten these little components up on the side while I got it. That all looks very nice. And I'm gonna let it go just like that. And now I'm gonna take my tweezers and just kind of check it. I think that we are flowed really nice. I'm gonna get these heat sinks off here. Believe it or not, those do help a whole lot. Excuse the noise, I'm gonna turn the fan on real quick. Cool off a little bit before I start shooting the juice to it. Now the rosin I put on there will be fairly nasty, so I want to clean it while it's hot. Alright, so flowing the connector, really confident on that. Board cooled off pretty quick. These boards are not huge, they don't take up a huge thermal mass, so I have no cameras connected or anything like that, so I'm just worried about trying to see. I would consider it the job done. I think the customer just wants data off of this A54. If it shows the display as it sits. I mean, we really don't care about the cameras and all that. Customer says they want the data, and that's what we're after. We got to make this phone work well enough for him to get the data off of. Because, like I said, it would come on, but it would not show. It would not show. So let's do our connection. Sure hope this reaches you in a good light. If you're enjoying the video, give it a like. I'll have this uploaded to our YouTube and to our Facebook as well. If you're proud of what we do or need a repair, give us out a call at 662-392-4673. That's 662-392-4673. info@tkbirepair.com. And let's see if it gives us an actual Samsung. There it is. There's the logo right there. It's not red anymore. And that's another repair. I love stuff like this because it's so intuitive. I just love it because I can work on this and I see so much of the same faults that it feels very rewarding to be able to go back and pretty much just off the cuff feel confident enough going into that repair like that. If you need a repair, give us a call, 662-392-4673. That's TKB's Eye Repairs here at 309 West Park Avenue in Greenwood. Have a great day, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Reach out, info@tkbirepair.com. That's tkbirepair.com. If you want to visit us on the web, we're on Google, Facebook, you name it. Leave us a review if you've ever been with us before, and let me know if you enjoy repairs like this one where this phone is now working properly. I know that this customer will be very glad to see that it was fixed. So thank you so much for having me, and have a good day. I'm out of this thing.